Hey guys, if you're new to this channel, let me explain what I'm doing here. But this is a little spot on Crete where I come like twice a year. Once before the summer, once after the summer. It's near a really cute little church, not too far from the little village that I stay in. And I basically in these videos do an update of my creator journey. Kind of give a big update on how it's been, what my plans are. Because that isn't always clear. I'm not always that transparent on how things are going, although if you follow this channel, I tell you guys quite a lot. But these are like key moments, basically, where I take inventory and I kind of forge a new plan, a new road forward. That's what this trip also partly is about. It's about making content, it's about getting some downtime, recharging the batteries, but it's also about a strategic plan for the future. What is going to be next for my channel? I need to kind of, wind down, shut me off from everything to rethink my strategy. Long story short, I used to have a corporate job. I actually had a whole career in the gaming industry and in other industries. And then at some point I was like done working for other people, done doing that whole kind of rat race, that LinkedIn bullshit. And I decided that for the rest of my life I wanted to do the things that I enjoyed, which is making content. So I took a huge leap of faith, left my job 3 years ago, and I had quite the reserves on my business account to kind of make that happen and to do that. But last year that depleted. Somewhere at the end of the year, like the video I did in June 2025, around this time, was basically me going, guys, I need a plan B because this is not going to work out. And then in September, I had that plan B. I was working at that point, I still am at that same job 3 days a week to get the money in while I'm still making content. That's basically the whole story. And it's not been easy. Yeah, the whole thing of working a job 3 days in the week and trying to do all the content has not been easy. Especially the streaming has taken a lot of kind of my schedule, but also my energy. It's the one thing you need a clear schedule on. And sometimes that comes at a moment that is not ideal, but it is what it is. But there's not much you can do about that specifically. And on top of that, I've been taking on new channels. I made a video a few weeks ago that I was thinking about doing a gear channel, and I started a gear channel. Ta-da! To go check it out, gear done. But I guess the amount of channels I have is not necessarily the issue. I still feel like I need to spread my attention wider than just the Omnipost and Overwatch, which might be a mistake. I mean, Overwatch is doing really great right now. It's doing the best it has done in the last 5-6 years since I started taking YouTube a little more serious. And on top of that, there's a lot of fun stuff that happened in the last year. I did not get to go to the Spotlight event, but that's fine. I've talked about that plenty. But I did get the chance to talk to Alec Dawson in an interview on my stream. Huge moment. For that 1 week, Deemzies and the Omnipost was mentioned in every article and every other video and stream, which was kind of funny. Streamer Deemzies. And I'm invited to BlizzCon in a few months. But since Overwatch is that successful again, everybody's coming back. So there's a huge influx of new creators, which is awesome. There's also old people coming back. And suddenly that territory where I was navigating my way, trying to find my place, has become exponentially big. And there's enough content to talk about it, but it makes me nervous. And I've gotten some help when it comes to the editing of the videos. So, like I said, it's not necessarily the amount of channels that I have that is an issue. It is just the rate at which I can make them grow that is starting to become a little problematic. The growth on the Omnipost has been there, but I don't know. The thing that has been on my mind for the last few months actually is time. And this is going to sound really weird, but let me just get it out there. Like, I've talked about this in one of my videos, but late last year, a creator that I watched on a regular basis, that was about the same age that I am. He is slightly older, or was slightly older than I am. Just died in his bed. Just watched his last vlog, because he did these daily vlogs. And I watched this last one, and the next day I pull up my phone. I remember exactly where I was, on the toilet. I pull up my phone, and I see one of his friends going, "I'm going to miss you." And I was like, why is she being so overly dramatic? I thought because she lived in Los Angeles, he lives in Florida, but she missed him, and he was going back to, I don't know, something like that she just missed him. But suddenly I saw these other tweets and I saw these reactions. I was like, wait, what? And I started checking, and yeah. After he recorded his last video, he went to bed. Never woke up. And I never met him, never knew him. But that kind of hit me hard, because, you know, I recognized a lot of myself in him. The ambition, the enjoyment of making the content, the plans, the ideas, the whole bucket list. That has been haunting through my head. On top of that, there's been a few people in my wider circle of friends and acquaintances that I grew up with, that I used to spend time with at gigs, that I used to play in bands, that were in the same stage that I was, that have died and have disappeared. Just like little lamps, slowly disappearing. So, not to be overly dramatic or anything, but that just kind of made me realize, like, I'm always looking forward, always have these big plans, always have this feeling I'll make it work out, and never kind of realizing that it could just be GG. And not because I'm old per se. It just happens more often as you get older, the chances rise, but that can happen to someone that is 20, 25. We've seen it happen this last year. Plenty. Because on the other hand, I also saw a quote of someone that said, like, look, when you get to that certain age, you get the best of two worlds. You got all the experience, you got more confidence, you got the knowledge, you still have a lot of time ahead of you. And theoretically that is completely true. But that kind of seeped in my train of thoughts. And it created this sense of, alright, but what am I doing here? How many of these videos have I made in the last years thinking, oh, I just need to bridge this gap and then I'm going to be able to make a full-time living out of it. I just need to bridge this, just another year, just another 2 years. And look at me now, 2026. Still didn't make it. Why? Well, probably because of decisions I made, things that happened. It just is what it is. And at the rate that I'm growing right now, and then things are, you know, the financial stability is kind of settling, because there is money coming in. It's not like it's just not enough to survive, to keep my company afloat. So I still need to do a job. This job that I'm doing right now is going to end October, maybe December, but that's going to be it. But that allows me to kind of hire editors, buy gear that I need, or just survive. Or it doesn't put a lot of stress on the financial part of the content. But the dream has always been make this into a full-time gig, because look, the job that I'm doing, really nice people, really fun challenge, but I have the same kind of thing where these same tropes, these same issues, these same stories that at any job, just keep repeating themselves. It is still a job, and you're still working for someone else, and you're still working in a context that you don't fully manage, and I was kind of done with that. But now I'm starting to think that doing that might be inevitable. That this might not be a temporary solution, but that this might be the future, that I might have to give up on that dream of making it a full-time thing one day. That I'll always need to do something on top of that. That doesn't make me happy, that idea, but I'm starting to realize that that might be reality. I'm just very stubborn, man. I'm just very stubborn. I don't deal well with defeat, and I'm not giving up just yet. Last year when I was standing here, I said like I might have to get a job to make this work, and turns out that I'm right. And now I'm saying like it looks like I might have to give up on that dream. I will see in September when I'm back here, just before BlizzCon, because yeah, I'm going to be here right before BlizzCon. I'm going to go Gamescom, Crete, BlizzCon, just in one race stretch. It's going to be insane. But by BlizzCon I should know a little more, especially because, like I said at the start of this video, doing all of this on top of a job, the streaming, the podcast, the videos, the social media post on the Omnic Post, everything that I'm doing, managing the shop, the Patreon, on top of that job is just really difficult. So if I'm really going to have to give up on that dream, I'm going to have to make a choice. I'll have to consider it like a hobby, something on top of my day job, and decide on what type of content I still want to make. Because otherwise I'm just going to burn out. That would not be fair to my family, to my girlfriend, to myself. And second, I'll need to figure out what kind of jobs I want to do. That's going to annoy me at some point. It's inevitable. It's just the way I'm wired. I've always been like that. And I fully respect people that do a day job for their whole life till they retire. Completely fine. But retiring is not even a concept I accept for myself. I'm never going to retire. That is not going to happen. I can't do that. That is not within me. It's not an option. And that is the flip side of the coin that has me not being able to do this whole repetitive thing, to kind of just live to work. I want to work to live. I want to do things that have purpose, that I enjoy, to survive. I have some thinking to do, yet again. I know these videos are always very reflective. You guys get to see the inner rumblings, the inner dark side of my brain. It always sounds a little, more depressing or a little low energy, a little more troubling than any of my other videos I make on this channel, but that's the idea. You gotta look into my self-doubt, my lack of confidence sometimes. That little kid in me that was always told he's not good enough, that kind of shit. Maybe that's the reason I do those videos over here. Because when I'm here, I feel at ease, I feel good. This is an environment that I can kind of bring up that darkness and those troubling ideas without the risk of them taking me over, so to speak. But we'll see. It was an update. Go check out Gear Done. I'm really looking forward to that project because I love my gear. I love messing about with it, and I figured I'm spending so much time researching it, so much time kind of working with it. Why not make content about it? It's really easy for me. It's fun. And for now, I'm not giving up on any of the content, so we're just going to see what the rest of the year brings us, and this summer especially, we're working towards BlizzCon. Who knows, maybe at BlizzCon a miracle is going to happen and suddenly everybody's going to notice the old man with the beard and going like, oh, we should check him out, watch his videos. pick up a few of his streams. I've also been thinking of maybe just when this assignment ends to go more on streaming and actually, instead of pulling back on some stuff, going really hard on streaming. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm still going to enjoy streaming if I start doing that. Guys, I've done things that I didn't want to do throughout my whole life. This is the time that I start doing things I enjoy. I'm going to find a way. I'll figure it out. With your support, because you guys have been very supportive. Again, like the people that watch this channel, people that are in my streams every single day, my crew members, my fellow podcast casters. You've been very supportive, and I that helps out. That helps out a lot. It's kind of weird, but I still can't watch videos of that YouTuber that died a year ago. It's still very difficult. After this, I'm going to record a normal vlog video for the rest. I'm still here till Saturday. Today's Sunday. I'm going to record a more regular vlogging video to show you guys, you know, what I'm doing. And check out the shorts. I've been doing some stuff with shorts. Anyways, I'm elaborating. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Bye-bye.